As you were watching Trump's State of the Union, Dems tried to bury damning report they didn't want out by the conservative politics U.S. news for MadWorldNews.com. While America was fixated on President Donald Trump's bold State of the Union address, top Democrats seized the opportunity to quietly file a damning report that they desperately hoped would never surface. Their dirty secret is now out. The Democratic Party never wastes a chance to conceal one of their scandals, especially when large amounts of taxpayer dollars are involved. So it should come as no surprise that while these liberal elitists were stewing in their seats during President Donald Trump's powerful State of the Union address, they already had something up their black custom designed sleeves. Okay. While the economy is booming thanks to Trump's incredible popular tax bill and successful efforts to decrease unemployment across the board, Democrats like Nancy Pelosi, who spent the majority of the State of the Union scowling and tonguing her dentures, egotistically referred to hard-working blue-collar Americans receiving $1,000 bonuses as crumbs. Of course, when we see the embarrassing and downright indefensible report, top Democrats quietly fled during President Trump's oration. So we can see why Pelosi and her aristocratic ilk would dismiss what's considered a substantial amount of money to most citizens as nothing more than insignificant scraps. While the nation was focused on President Donald Trump's monumental State of the Union address, Democrats used the highly televised event as a cover to bury the damning results of their Federal Election Commission report, which reveals that the Democratic National Committee not only finished the fiscal year with over $6.1 million of debt, but only raised a paltry $65.9 million for their campaign, compared to the fact that the Republican National Committee raised a whopping $132.5 million and finished the year with absolutely no debt. It's easy to see why Nancy's crumbs, Pelosi, and her fellow Democrats couldn't care less about American citizens getting thousands of dollars in bonuses and tax cuts. Michael Reens, the DNC tried to bury their latest FEC hashtags tonight. December raise, RNC 11.1 million, DNC only 5.2 million. 2017 RNC 132.5 million, DNC 65.9. COH RNC 38.8, DNC 6.3. I don't know what COH is. Debt, RNC 0, DNC 6.1 million. Heading into 2018, the DNC has less than $200,000 away from insolvency. Well, that's interesting. The report was officially filed in the middle of the State of the Union address, timing that certainly wasn't coincidental in a bid to keep their appalling financial failures from surfacing. The DNC deliberately attempted to bury their FEC report from the American people as it showcases that the organization is on the verge of insolvency, i.e. the state of being unable to repay the money they owe. Although they're experts when it comes to spending our money, the Democrats still haven't mastered fundraising. In December alone, the DNC had raised just over $5 million before wrapping up 2017 with $6 million in debt, according to Town Hall. The RNC, however, finished in the black, owing nothing and raising more than double what the left-leaning counterparts accumulated, boasting a blistering $132.5 million in revenue compared to the DNC's pathetic $65.9 million. Additionally, the RNC still has $38.8 million on hand, while the DNC barely mustered a measly $6.3 million. Which we can assume is little more than crumbs to Pelosi. According to Hot Air, this is not only a catastrophe for the DNC, but a national embarrassment. This report is nothing short of a disaster, having 6.1 million in debt with only 6.3 million cash on hand is basically being broke. Debt means interest payments, after all, which will eventually overtake the COH position, and probably sooner rather than later. The DNC has to be able to spend to set up its fundraising, and right now that's looking iffy. Hypocritically, at the same time the DNC was filing their paperwork, they had the goal to demand that the FEC probe alleged Russian donations to the National Rifle Association that they rumored have gone towards helping Donald Trump's campaign, a foreign agent illegally laundering millions of foreign dollars to influence an American election in support of then candidate Donald Trump is absolutely an issue for the Federal Election Commission to take up. American Legal Democracy Fund, ALDF, Treasurer Brad Woodhouse, a former DNC spokesman, said in a statement, "We expect the FEC to get to the bottom of this issue swiftly and deliver the results of a thorough investigation to the American people." Well, the Democrats run their party like they run the country, with unlimited spending, massive debt, and little regard for the burdened taxpayer who line their pockets. Of course, they have no shortage of deflective finger-pointing when they need to take the heat off of their flagrant incompetence and wastefulness. If the DNC continues spending and fundraising like they did last year, they will undoubtedly lose crucial elections. Considering that top Democrats are so financially out of touch with the common American citizen, it's likely that they won't remedy their political predicament anytime soon. Well, why don't you get Hillary Clinton to give you money, since she's all for you guys, the DNC, yeah? You see, she wouldn't drop a nickel into it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.